Hello and welcome to Celtic TV, and I'm delighted we've got an exclusive interview with the club's new Head of Recruitment, Lee Congerton. Lee, thanks very much for joining us on Celtic TV. Can I get your first thoughts on how it feels to sign for Celtic?
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted and proud. You know, Celtic's known all over the world. I feel fantastic today, and I'm really looking forward to the challenge ahead.
And obviously you talk about the challenge ahead, it's a big job for you, and obviously the expectations of Celtic supporters all around the world are partly on your shoulders now.
Yeah, it's very much a we concept going forward. You know, I've been fortunate to work with Brendan before, and I'm looking forward to working with Peter, the chief exec. It's not about me, it's about everyone, and over the last few years the club's been doing great and it's growing all the time, and hopefully we can continue to do so, and we look forward to having success for many years to come.
Now, you touched on the fact that you've worked with Brendan Rodgers before. That relationship goes back to your time at Chelsea, and that's probably important as well going forward, the fact that you already know the management team here.
Yeah, I've known Brendan actually longer than that, and he keeps reminding me of a story when I played for Wales under 15s and he was playing for Northern Ireland, and by all accounts he actually scored the winner that day down at the Vetch.
You don't remember?
But I don't remember. I think I played quite well that day. I'm not sure about Brendan, but he constantly reminds me he scored the winner. And yeah, I was very fortunate to work with him at Chelsea, along with a lot of other good people. And you know, Glenn Driscoll's down at Chelsea as well, who's here at Celtic, and I'm looking forward to working with those guys again. And obviously he's a big reason why I'm here, but I'm also delighted to work with Celtic, as I said before, and I'm very proud, and I look forward to carrying the heavy shirt with me, and as we go on about our job working around the world.
And I suppose that kind of relationship that you have to have with the manager, particularly with the kind of role you're going to be doing, it's very important that obviously he knows how you work, and you, more importantly maybe you know how he works.
Yeah, it's very important, because you've got to make sure you're attracting the right types of players with the profiles to fit the way he wants to play. You know, we've worked before, and as I said, with other people. When we were at Chelsea, we signed the likes of Scott Sinclair as a young 15, 16-year-old together, Ryan Bertrand, who's since gone on to play for England and Southampton, and there's constant other players. Fabio Borini is another example. But I believe that we can find the right players to fit the profiles that Brendan needs and wants, and without doubt Brendan will polish the diamond and make it sparkle a little bit more, and hopefully allow the players to be successful for Celtic. But as I say, I'm very happy to be here, and I look forward to working with Brendan and all the guys. And but I'm also attracted here because of Celtic, and having Celtic and Brendan made it, you know, an easy decision for myself.
I suppose Celtic, obviously a club with a global reach, and that'll be part of your remit to obviously scan the four corners of the globe to find the best talent for the club.
Yeah, but we can't lose sight, you know, Glasgow and Scotland, you know, this is a Scottish club. That's got to be at the heart of what we're trying to do here. And the United Kingdom, you know, we took Moussa Dembele from down the road, it's a great signing. So we'll constantly be doing that, but we'll also look at other areas, emerging countries, you know, South Korea. We've had Ki here in the past. We had Son, another club I was at Hamburg, who's now at Tottenham. So we're looking worldwide, but you know, we can't forget our roots. And Scotland, Ireland, United Kingdom, they're very important for us. But we'll be looking everywhere for talent that fits what Celtic is about.
You mentioned two players you mentioned from Chelsea team, Ryan Bertrand, of course, who I think Brendan said before he initially came in as a winger, you guys converted him to left back, he went on to be capped for England. Scott Sinclair, who's here now. It must be pleasing for you to have obviously remember Scott just as a youngster and to see how his career's developed, and obviously resurgent under Brendan here.
Yeah, that's the motivation for me, actually. That's where I get my biggest buzz, is to see the talent and then obviously find a way to attract him to the club I'm working for and get him signed, and then seeing him grow. As I said before, it's not about me. At Chelsea I was fortunate to work with some great people, Brendan being one of them. But you're right, Ryan Bertrand was actually a number 11 at Gillingham at the time, and Brendan and the staff decided to convert him to a left back at number 5, and he's blossomed. Scott Sinclair was actually a number 9. And Frank Arneson and Brendan and a guy called Neil Bath decided no, he was actually better at number 11, and we could actually teach him the game. He got blistering pace and speed. So that's very important to see. It's not just the player of today, it's how the player can grow tomorrow. And with someone like Brendan, I think that's a great skill he possesses. And my job with the guys out there, have done a great job so far, is to constantly find those talents and hope that they can become the players of tomorrow for Celtic Football Club.
I suppose as supporters listening to that, maybe key, the skill that, as you mentioned, that Brendan has, and yourself and others, to identify maybe how a player's going to be in 5 years' time and not 5 months, and that's something that maybe supporters, we don't have that skill.
Yeah, I think it is a skill to see beyond today, and but no one has a crystal ball, and some players will disappoint us, others will surprise us, but hopefully we get more right than wrong, and we want to give local players the chance to play for Celtic. That was something that Brendan's expressed to me, and something I share and believe in myself. And the youth academy is very important to us going forward, and scouting then is to top that up. But you're right, to actually see the players of tomorrow is actually a skill, and to actually be able to do that is something I believe that I can do.
You've obviously got experience not only in English football but obviously abroad. You were with Hamburg for a while as well, and yeah, you're bringing all that level of experience of different types of football as well to your new role.
Yeah, I had the unique experience to go and work in the Bundesliga as a technical director for 3 years at Hamburg. Unfortunately, when we joined the club, the finances were reduced somewhat. In our second season, we actually managed to finish 7th, which is the highest finish they've had in the last 5 years. We signed players like Hakan Konanoglu from a small team, Karlsruhe, who's since gone on to be a Turkish international and was sold for a lot of money to Bayer Leverkusen. But it was a great experience, learned a new language, new culture. I've got 2 daughters who obviously had to learn a new language as well. So I'm open to a challenge. But you're right, the Bundesliga is very much a league for younger players. But that's something what we're trying to do here at Celtic, is to get a young, dynamic team, and hopefully I can bring that to the club. And
obviously you'll have watched how Brendan has come in and hit the ground running and had a near perfect season. It's been a fantastic season from supporters both here and in European football. And does that surprise you, or given the fact you know what he's done before?
No, Brendan's a very good coach, very capable, and I'm sure he's also got scars from his Liverpool time where they came so close to win the Premier League. But he's bounced back, and he's obviously proven to be a success here at Celtic. I actually think it's a good marriage for him. I know he's passionate about being a Celtic supporter as well, which is very important. But it's not just about Brendan, it's about all of us pulling in the right direction. Peter, the chief executive, and the scouting team have done great here in the past, and the Van Dijks of that world, and we want to continue that. But I'm sure with Brendan at the helm, he will make those players better. And our job is to identify them and recruit the right ones that fit CELTIC Football Club for us to be successful for many years to come and add value to what we're doing.
So a very exciting time obviously for the club, but personally for you, as you say, joining a club like Celtic, it must be exciting for you looking forward.
Yeah, I'm chuffed to bits. I'm proud, and I can't wait to get started. I feel like it's been ongoing for a little while. There's been some communication between myself and the powers that be at Celtic. And I'm delighted to be here, and as I said before, proud, and I want to make sure that I continue to let the club grow and play attractive football and be part of something that's very special.
Well, Lee, on behalf of everybody at Celtic TV and obviously all the Celtic supporters, we wish you all the very best and look forward to enjoying success together in the years to come.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.